Streaming stop. Oh, somebody in the water. Get on water.
The fourth delivery from Shamshad, and she departed for some 30. So it is 40, the latest score here. 41, correction, 41 for 3. USA winning the toss, decided to bat first. And the new batter is Martin. Martin is on 1. Triasher is on 1. Ivor Henry.
Yes, well, we would have had a short break in transmission, and while we were gone, another wicket would have fallen, so it's 41 for the loss of 3 wickets. USA, having won the toss, decided to take first knock. 41 for 3, trying to set a target. They've won previous 2 games, and now they're trying to round it off with a hat trick of wins. But Canada would have other ideas. They're making some inroads, early inroads, This is a full toss that plays back to the bowler. Let us see if the square leg is going to have anything to say about that. No, it was a high full toss that came down below the waist and played back to the bowler who took it. So is that Zia? So Zia is amongst the wickets, so she has now 2 wickets and she need no assistance from anyone else. She said mine, mine, and took it. So she would have taken both catches from her bowling.
Yes, indeed, Ivor. So thus far this morning, Canada looks like more like the better team, except for the aggression of Bashkar, who came in and really put some willow on the bowling of the Canadian team. We haven't really seen any resistance thus far. So it is 41 for 4. Willison comes in to replace Martin, who only scored 1. Shihasha, sorry, is on 1. Willison is yet to face a delivery, 41 for 4. And that's the latest score here from the Broward County Stadium. So Martin walks back to the pavilion. Iva, a very, very unhappy young lady, as Willison takes the guard from the umpire. And certainly that would bring the Canadian supporters and staff members on their feet. Certainly in the driver's seat thus far. Just back to the bowler. They feel to her own bowling, and the batsman cannot score. 41 for 4. USA winning the toss, decided to bat first. Stokes up to cover. Quasi run across on the field. Takes the total to 42 for 4. So Wallison is off the mark. She's on 1. Brings Vihasha into strike. This one is pulled away down towards backward a square to run into the boundary ball for 4. Lovely shot from Vihasha. A little bit straight down the leg side. Was asking to be hit, and certainly obliged by Vihasha. 46 it is for the loss of 4 wickets. USA winning the toss. Decided to bat first. So they're guilty of pitching down the leg side or straying down the leg side, whichever terms you would prefer. This time this one is tugged away down towards backward of square again and into the boundary ball for 4. So two consecutive deliveries pitched down the leg side by Zia, and they were given the treatment of 4 and 4. So 50 comes up on the board. Shrihasha goes to 9. The latest score here at the Broward County Stadium. USA winning the toss. Decided to bat first. Ivor Henry. They are 50 for the loss of 4.
Yes, and again, Canada, they're upbeat. The bowling was very, very good yesterday. And I thought when they would have kept the USA in check to only 113, the batting would have let them down and let them down badly. But like we said, the USA, they're not going to give this one away. It's early days yet. They're going to go for all of the marbles, not because they would have already advanced. They're still playing to get another victory under their belt. Canada, on the other hand, is trying to get the first victory of this tournament. It's a 3-day tournament. It's the ICC World Cup Qualifiers between Canada and the US of A. But the US of A has already advanced on to Scotland. So this is for consolation prize if the Canadians were to get in the win column. By all means, they're not giving up, and that's the spirit of the game. That's the way it should be played, not because you would have lost out of advancing. You would just come and lay down and play dead. Brilliant sunshine here at the Broward County Stadium. We are situated in the city of Lauderdale, in the county of Broward, in the state of Florida, and in the country of the United States of America. Cricket, lovely cricket.
So Samshed continuing from the northern end. That delivery was played into the onside. And the batter, of course, weren't able to score. 50 it is for loss of 4 USA.
Yes, so by no means USA will be sitting pretty, because they would have seen the Canadians already would have made 66 in the first day, and they would have got over 66 yesterday. So I think if it's some sort of a consolidation for them, they would have to just stick and stay and consolidate and try to get over at least 66, because they know they're capable of making at least 66 runs. But it's 50 for 4. He's playing it around the corner, wrapped on the pad, low appeal, but that one was clearly going down the leg side. It was rising. As a matter of fact, the laws of cricket say the ball that pitches outside of the leg stump, it negates the appeal, so the umpire would have had an easy decision to make, and the umpire, who would have been standing, none other than Jacqueline Williams, female. Here's runs in the offside as the batter gets on the back foot and swats it out to the wide mid-off. This scampers through for a single. So it's 51 for 4. We have the two batters. Williamson is on 1. No, Williamson is on 2. She just scored that, and that brings Sahasha outside the off stump, and she's playing a nice, delicate stroke in the offside, and the sweeper on the deep backward point comes in, averts the stop, sends it the return back into the wicket keeper. 1 more to the total. So Shihasha, she goes on to 10. She's in double figures. There's the left armer Eddie. He was asking about left armer. This time, a bit of sloppiness by the wicket keeper. Unusual. The wicket keeping in both matches prior has been of a high standard. As a matter of fact, yesterday the wicket keeper was in high praises for her wicket keeping duties yesterday, and like we said, that one they didn't get an extra. It was tidied up there by the man, I've got to say the man, by the lady that was in close proximity. So the end of that over, Eddie?
Yes, indeed. And one of the things that is notable here, I think must have gone out to the player out in the middle to perhaps just take it a little bit easy and try to repair the damage, Ivor Henry. And they're doing just that. 52 it is for 4. And we have seen the completion of over number 8. So we're about to witness the beginning of over number 9. And it will be Merchant Danny who will be picking up the attack from the commentary box end.
Yes, and we had an interview with Mr. Eric Pathan. He's the project manager for the U.S. cricket team, and for the U.S. cricket, not the team, for all of cricket. And it was indeed a breath of fresh air. And I know he was very complimentary of CricClubs for affording the streaming that you're viewing here. So we want to welcome one and all. If you're waking up someplace in part of the world, yes, indeed, you're witnessing cricket from the USA, live from the USA. And I'll remind you again that cricket started in 1844 between the United States of America and Canada. And it was on September 23rd, as a matter of fact, right there in Manhattan, in New York. More runs into the offside, Eddie, as this one, the batter gets on the back foot and just slapped it out to cover sweeper for a single. So total strolls and rolls on to 53 for 4. So the Canadians are keeping the US team in check. They have not gone gung-ho on the first day they would have made 67 for victory in 10 overs, Eddie, when the Canadians would have made their 66 from their 20 overs. They would have lost 6 wickets along the way.
What a contrast.
That one again is a top spinner. You can see she gave it some flight and it bounced. The batter tried to do the right thing, tried to hit it into the offside, got it on the edge and can't score. So it goes in with that little hop, looping above the eye line, and it sits towards the leg spinner, going away. You can look at the rev, and she's revving it, and she's in the manner of a Shane Warne. Right arm leg spinner, tosses the ball from hand to hand. She's bowling over the wicket. Gives that little hop on the jig. And again, outside the off stump, she's swatting it, but can't pass extra cover. Nice, tidy stuff from Merchant Danny. So her 50 outside the off stump under was too wide to allow the batter a chance to really connect with it. So she has given away a single. She's been very, very stingy so far, but she has advanced the Americas scores by 1 to 54 for 4 with that wide outside the off stump. There's a guide outside the off stump again, but this time the batter catches up with it and plays it past the short extra cover and out to cover sweeper, and they run a relaxing 2. .56 it is for 4.
So the umpire now is asking the batters not to run on the track.
Yes, indeed. There's a 5 feet protected area that they should not be running past, and that area belongs to the umpire. As we come to the end of over number 9.
So it's 56 for 4. 9 overs completed. Srihashi is on 11. Wallison is on 4 from some 12 deliveries. And when Wallison is batting, the field comes in, and when Srihashi is batting, you can see that there's a deep long on, long off, and a backward square, and also a mid-wicket. So certainly they're not concerned too much about Wallison, but certainly they have to keep their eye on Srihashi. She seems to have the hot hands.
Yes, so that was a very good over. In the end, it was a dot, 2 balls, a wide, dot, 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 1. So no boundary in that over. So the Canadians are tightening the screws, and the USA, having won the toss, electing to bat, trying to set a target. They would have batted first yesterday as well. Got to 113. So they'll want to do probably at least one better. But in the interview yesterday with the skipper, she said they thought they would have been about 21 short. So bearing that in mind, I think they're going to try to get past the 130 mark outside the off stump, but there's extra cover.
And it is Quasi who continues to feel well from yesterday, picking up from where she left off, Ivor.
Yeah, that seems to be her specialized position. So she's like a net. There's the left arm outside the off stump and played at it, and it went under the bat this time, taken cleanly by the wicket keeper. She's not standing up over the stumps. She's about maybe 3 meters back from the stumps. So it seems as if she's halfway. I think the coaches will have something to say about that. Yeah, right up or well back. So in case of a stumping, as you see, Eddie, she would have had to take steps forward in terms of getting a stumping.
I'm pretty much sure she understands what goes on, and she would have been able to effect that stump there.
Outside the off stump.
And one of the things also that I noticed, the batters are not coming out of their crease at all. So that tells you that the wicketkeeper, not only she's doing something right, but she's trying to keep them honest as well. That completes the over. That completes over number 10. So we're at the halfway stage. USA winning the toss. If you're just joining us here at the Broward County Stadium, USA winning the toss. Decided to bat first. There are some 57 for the loss of 4 wickets. Wallison is on 4 from some 17 delivery. Srihasha is on 12 from 7 delivery. Ivor Henry. And they're not going forward at all to Merchant Danny. They're allowing the ball to come to them, and they're going back onto the back with Ivor and punching it out whenever necessary towards cover or the point region or back to the bowler. Good stuff from Merchant Danny. So 67 after 12. Wallison is on 9. Trihashi is on 17. The current run rate, Ivor Henry is some 5.6 or 5.8 runs per over. So the partnership thus far has yielded some 26 runs. And we're going to see Merjan Dani in her third over from the southern end, tossing the ball up in the air from left to right. Merchant Dani Ivor is a very tight young lady. Certainly keep the batters honest. You're ready with the ground. Another rule that the ICC need to look at, Ivor, is the fact that when you would have won a game, here comes a deduction of match fees and all that kind of stuff for slow over rate, and you would have basically won a game with so many overs to spare, and then all of a sudden you would have heard that. That is something that they have to look at, because the cry is coming from all four corners of the world. England was just had that situation there a couple of days ago. With some 13 overs completed, 71 runs on the board, 4 wickets back in the hutch. Wallison is on 11 from some 28 deliveries. Ivor 19 to Sriharsha. She has faced some 14 deliveries. It's Merchant Dani and Shamshed both bowling from both in operation. One from the southern end is Merchant Dani, and the other is Shamshed from the northern end. The latest score here at the Broward County Stadium in sunny South Florida in the city of Lauderdale, 71 for 4. If you're just joining us, if you're just coming into the ground, USA would have won the toss and decided to take first strike. Asmat it is. So Hazmat from the far end. So wide delivery. Trying to keep them honest. Well, certainly should want the batter to really believe that nothing is going to happen and would have caught them off guard. You think that is something that they would want to touch though, as to try to induce her to do something when she's comfortable? But to get back where we were, Ivor, as far as the wicket keeper is comfortable, that's not where she's going to be. Well, so the umpires are not calling it though. The umpires are not even. Okay, so she's breaking. So she's breaking the rule. Okay, just wanted to make sure. Of the stump. So what happened if the square doesn't see exactly what happened and he or she puts up that index finger? Okay. Thank you. Well, Merchant Danny to continue. This one is pulled away down towards the wide mid wicket region. Batter coming back for run number 2. And just made it home. So the total goes up now by 2 to some 84, Ivor Henry. And we're into the partnership of some 43 runs thus far, Ivor. $85 for 4. So she would have saved her team some 2 runs there. So the total now is 87 for the loss of 4. And we have just seen the completion of over number 15. So Ivor, were they in the overrate as far as the time is concerned? The amount of overs that they should have bowled in within an hour? Or they just missed it by about an inch? That's a lovely cooking shot, though. All along the carpet. So Pereira in the operation from the northern end. She's mixing the number 5 out. Not giving the bat any one delivery to really zero in and for her to become a target. So 92 it is for a loss of 4 wickets. Wallison, Ivor Henry, she's on 18 and Srihasha is on 32. The partnership has yielded some 51 runs and the current run rate is some 5.8. It's Merchant Danny in operation along with Pereira, and it seems like we're going to see Zaya coming back for spell number 2 from this commentary box and Ivor Henry. Would you say that Zaya Ivor Henry is the live wire for the Canadian team? Absolutely not. And both umpires have done well thus far and throughout the competition, Ivor. And certainly it continues from yesterday, and that is one that that is something that was on notice here. And I think this is one of the highest thing that we would have seen Ivor Henry, the partnership between these two. Well, certainly they would want to hurry a bit. The son, of course, Ivor Henry, is bearing down on the players along with the umpires out in the middle. I'm pretty much sure that they would want to continue to bowl it over as fast as they can to get out of the sun to come back into the dressing rooms. Well, the sun has left us momentarily.
Got it between his coverage down.
And that is the captain, Captain Khan. Certainly as delighted. This one is swinged away over short mid wicket. This will run away to the boundary board for four. They're giving chase. They have to give up the chase now. So it is 4 lovely runs there from, looks like, Wallison.
Yeah,
So Wallison is on 22. Hasher is on 36. We have 17.3 overs. It's 104 for the loss of 4. Ivor Henry.
yes, indeed. And again, if you're waking up in some part of the world, you're you're watching live cricket streaming, coming compliments of CricClubs, and it's the ICC qualifiers for the women. So the hundred is on the board, Eddie. It's 102 for 4.
So they're really targeting Pereira now, Ivor. 3.4 overs she has bowled thus far.
Well, the happy hour is on. Let's put it that way. Comes in medium pace and on the back foot, trying to punch it. Ooh. And Eddie, you call it a specialist.
Feel out there.
Short
Quasi.
extra cover, yes. So Quasi is like a net. Down the leg side, and she's sweeping and getting a hold of this one. This one is going to run into the boundary board at deep backward square leg for 4. Signal now comes in by umpire Jacqueline Williams. So that one was a wayward delivery going down the leg side, asked him to be hit, and welcome boundary for the United States of America ladies team. Takes the total on to 106 for 4.
partnership that has yielded some 65 runs to date, 18 overs completed. And Ivor, one of the things also that I noticed, the extras is on 4. Not too many extras given away today.
No, not at all. They've been tidying that department. So, like I said, the fielding, catching, and bowling from the Canadians have been of a high standard. So there's nothing there to. But did not collect cleanly. But again, she's not standing right up. She's standing back. So the batter can afford to advance. Comes, and she's coming in. Bowled him! So she's been bowled. She was advancing. And like we said, the happy hour is on. And that one was between wicket and wicket. And the usual. If you miss, I hit.
And that's the time when you lose most of your wickets, either in the dying stages of the overs. We're into over number 19. And certainly Srihasha and Wallison would be going after whosoever bowling from, it doesn't matter which end. It is 106 for 5. So
yes.
Iftikhar.
Yes, so this is Zia's last and final over. This is the 19th over, the penultimate over, as a matter of fact. She has taken some free wickets for 20 runs, so she's the pick of the bowlers so far.
So Wallison comes back to the pavilion with lots of cheers and applause, and perhaps they're saying you would have done us well, but unfortunately you weren't able to carry on. So it's a respectable total thus far. It's 106 for the loss of 5 wickets. USA winning the toss and decided to bat first. Srihasha is on 40. Iftikhar is the new batter out in the middle, Ivor Henry.
Yes, again, like I said, we are winding down. This innings fast coming to a close. Today being the final day of this 3-match encounter. So again, we had an interview again with Zubin Sakari. He's the development officer for the ICC Americas. And I showed sometime during the day we'll be hearing from him as we conclude this event here in North America. So Eddie, let us remind the folks that we're playing in an ICC approved venue, the only one in all of North America. The Broward County Stadium. Into the legs, a bit in the air, but just walked it off the legs and out to the sweeper in the mid-wicket area. The ambles through for a single.
So over
So
number
Harsh,
19 comes to an end.
yes, so Harsha, she's on 41.
And Iftikhar with the new batter just gone in. He's on 1. So we're going to see the skipper picking up the attack from the northern end. She'll be bowling the final over, Ivor Henry.
Yes, so 108. They're trying to beat the score of 113 yesterday. So the first delivery, a stroll in the park. It went on out to the short mid-off, and the amble through for a single. So Sahasha, she's not worried about a 50 because she's off strike now. She's on to 42. She's more about the team. This time she's pulling this one in the air. There's someone down there. He gets under it. Oh, and he pouch it over the boundary for 6, as a matter of fact. Yes. She did all the hard work. She got there, got her hands to it, and she was right on the boundary rope. So once she would have hit the hands of the fielder, she just pouched it over the rope. So the second maximum of this tournament, and it's come on the final day. So Sunday has been a lucky day for the Sixers. Oh, and she's swinging at one outside the off stump, keeping a bit low, taken there by the wicketkeeper. But she's taking pace off the ball. But I was saying earlier that the single was given away there by Sahasha, so that 6 could be struck. She was more about team than her individual tally. And she's playing the sweep, the scoop, and she's out. The dead cross. She was trying to be too cute. She should have tried to play an aggressive shot, but she's trying to play the dill scoop, and she picked out the short fine leg fielder. Who is that? Is that Zia?
No, it looks like
No. Is that
Shamshad or Merchandani. From my vantage point.
Okay, we'll tell you in a minute.
So Srihasha is on 42. Iftikhar comes back to the pavilion. Kodali is the new batter. Iftikhar looking to improvise, trying to play the dill scoop and perish into the short fine leg region.
Well, Eddie, they've gone past the 113. It's 115. This one was a full pitch delivery and punched it out to the point region and gets a single.
116 for 6. Last over, last delivery. Legal delivery, that is. Let's see what the captain will do.
15 is required. So the Canadian trying to get in the winning column. They would have lost the first two. United States of America would have won their first two.
So the run chase is about to begin. Patel and Pereira are the two batters out in the middle, and it's Farouk who's going to pick up the attack from the southern end. First delivery is choked into the covers.
Unlike the United States of America, when they started, they scored from their first delivery, but a dot goes into the scorebook for the Canadian from the first delivery. This one is playing correctly forward with a straight bat, back along the offside of the track for no one. So Canada has yet to open the account. We're into over number 1. This is the finals of the cricket match for the ICC World Qualifying match between United States of America and Canada. Third delivery comes up, no balls, into the leg side. And yes, no, yes, no. We would have seen some runouts the first 2 previous days. So still can't score. The Canadians are yet to open the account. So Farouk is bang on target. And they've got to try to defend 116 if they would want to go 3 in a row outside the off stump. So the account has been opened now with one that went past the mark, and it's been called there by umpire Samir Bandakar. So we're underway. 1 for no loss. And indeed, yes, it was wide. You could have seen it here on screen. It was outside that guided mark, 30-yard, the 30-inch mark. This time she's playing it back along the onside of the track. Bowler fields to her own bowling. So it's pretty hot here. The temperature is going to be well in the high 80s. The umpire is having a word with one of the batters, making some adjustment. It's good to see.
Looks
that
like
the batter would have trusted the umpire to clip something off the batter, I guess. So we have a slip in place. So they're in search of wickets already. So they're attacking with a slip, as you can see on view. Again, we want to welcome all the viewers to CricClubs live streaming. Outside the off stump, a good looking stroke, but it goes out to the mid off and can score. So no one from the batters yet. We have had 1 wide in this over. And she's playing a pleasant looking drive again, but well fielded. As we come to the end of over number 1, just 1 from it. 1 coming via the extras route. So no one from the bat. Both batters, Patel on 0. Pereira is on 0. Pereira, as a matter of fact, is yet to take strike.
So, as I very correctly mentioned, we're here at the Broward County Stadium where Canada is in the run chase at this present moment, looking to score 116. Ivor Henry for victory, and it is 1 without loss. Pereira is yet to score. Patel also is yet to score. Farouk and Beckford are the 2 bowlers in operation. 1 from the northern end, and that is going to be Beckford. We have just seen the first over completed by Farouk from the commentary box end or the southern end.
Yes, so over number 2 is going to be coming up now, and it's going to be coming from the far end, the northern end. And Pereira is the one who'll be getting first strike, first now. Outside the off stump and keeping a bit low. This end seemed to be keeping much lower than the northern end.
You've seen it a couple of times this morning, Ivor.
As he played right over that one, so right arm over. This time she's punching. Good looking shot again, but already there's cover sweeper. So she gets off the mark with 1. And the score goes up by 1-2 for no loss. Remember, we're chasing the USA, trying to defend 116. Canada is trying to get to 117 for their first win in this tournament. Ooh, loud appeal. Seems to be going down leg. You can see it was an off cutter. One going down leg. And the umpire says not out.
So it seems like a continuation of the USA bowlers taking a lot of things from out the ball, Ivor Henry,
Pace
just
of the
holding
ball,
it back,
yes.
bowling a little bit back of the arm.
Down the leg side, and she's trying to swing. She missed out on that one, definitely. It was one that was asking to be hit and trying to be too careful. But she should have remembered that 2 maximum were hit in the United States of America ladies innings. She had an opportunity to get the first one, but and to get off the mark as well. So I'm impressed with the Canadian with the bowling and fielding. Let's see if their batting is going to live up to the expectation that we would like to see at this level of the cricket. Again, we want to welcome all of the viewers who are looking at the streaming here. Compliments CricClubs outside the off stump as that over comes to an end. A tidy one nonetheless. Up some 10 deliveries. She's yet to score. Pereira, 2 deliveries. She's 1 from 2. So Bedford was the bowler, just in case we did not mention. There's Bedford. She has bowled 1 over and she has bowled a maiden.
So sometimes it is the scoreboard pressure, Ivor Henry, as you're well aware, can be a big factor or the biggest factor in games such as these, with Canada now looking to score 117 for victory as Farouk steams in from the commentary box end. Again, back into play, moving to a left very smartly. Ivor Henry just can't keep Ashka out of the game.
Well, I've been impressed with the feeling all around both teams, and only thing with the US when they were on par to really go gung ho, we have not seen that. This one is in the air, and my word, she made a mock of that one. It was in the deep. It would have been a shoestring catch. She got in, and she was not in enough. She could not get any further. But I think the proper thing for her to do there, the better thing that she should have done, is to prevent the ball from going beyond her. But in trying to go for the catch instead of preventing the boundary, it eluded her and the first boundary of the innings for Canada. She's driving. But it's a short mid-off. More of an extra cover. So it's a good comeback. So Pereira, she's on 5. Say Patel yet to score. This time she's hitting in the air, 1 bounce to the backward point. It was a good looking stroke, but it left in the air. But good bit of feeling there as she knocked that one down. There's a third man, there's a white third man, so I think if it would have gone past her, my bet is that she would have probably just gotten 1 for that effort. But it was a good shot, and it was a good stroke. She's rolling the wrist over, turning it to backward square leg, just to the right of the umpire, and again can't score. But she was punching off the back foot. One that was into the leg side. 1 delivery left, 1 legal delivery. So the USA are keeping things tight here. She's hitting this one in the air, over the infield. 1 bounce, and the ball dies right there. He had the height, but never the distance. Ooh, and a good throw. It would have been interesting. A direct hit would have been interesting there, Eddie. But the first double of the innings for the Canadians, so they scampered through for 2 of the last delivery. And at the end of over number 3, The ladies score here at the Broward County Stadium. It's 8 for no loss.
So certainly not a bad over from Farouk in the end, taking into consideration that the Canadians are chasing 117. They want to continue to keep things tight as possible, Ivor. And Farouk, with every inch or every vein in her body, Ivor, she's making sure that the Canadians just don't get that run total.
Yes, like I said, well, Eddie, the pitch has played well so far throughout this tournament, so we just want to say kudos to Milton Taylor and his crew. This one is outside the off stump. Batsman tried to play a shot into the offside, and the ball went through to be taken by the wicket keeper.
Didn't know that you were a betting man, Ivor. Heard you said early on in the previous over that you would bet.
This is a good looking shot, piercing the inner field and going between cover point and extra cover, and it went all the way to the boundary because there was no man sweeping, and now they've pushed back the cover sweeper, as that one was a good looking shot. That's what we've come to see. That's what the coaches want to see from the Canadian batters. I think in this tournament so far, the batting has let them down, the fielding has been up to par, the bowling has been up to par, the running between the wickets has really, really let them down. And this time, there was no need for a run out because that one would have crossed the boundary ropes, Eddie. And again, a good-looking shot in any form of cricket.
In any form of cricket, and I concur. It was all along the carpet, Ivor. Nothing has gone aerial thus far in this over. So Beckford seems to have it all right now. Tosses the ball from left to right.
Yes, well, Patel is off the mark with the boundary, and this time she's covering up nicely. But there's a shot mid-on. Who fields, and there's no chance of a run. So I would beg to differ, Eddie. There's no scoreboard pressure, as I was trying to say earlier. It's early days yet.
Don't you think?
117 to get a victory. They should be hungry for a victory. So by no means and by no stretch of the imagination, on this wicket, there's no devil in the wicket. There's no venom from the bowlers. They just guile, direction. So if they can stay the course, you never know. Again, another dot goes into the scores book. So the United States of America, they're searching for their third win in a row. So the pressure on the Canadian is that they would want to get a win because they have not experienced a win. Again, she's on the back foot punching. But again, like we said, there's coverage in the deep this time, so they can only get one. But it's a similar stroke in which you would have gotten the four, but since they would have plugged that area, she would have only gotten one for that. As we come to the end of over number 4, the ladies score here at the Broward Central Stadium. It's 13 for no loss.
So good observation by the USA captain, realizing that she has the propensity to go on to the offside as opposed to going down towards leg. And she made the decision, Ivor Henry, as you rightfully said, to plug the extra cover there. And it is extremely deep, so she would be out there to cut off all fours or potential fours.
Yes, indeed. And it's always good to see strokes into the offside because you're playing the ball that is in front of you. So that's a good thing. Like we said, it's obvious that the United States of America ladies, they favors the onside, but they do have the offside shots. It's not as forceful as the onside. So in future, I think that the coaches, managers, and all who are working with the US team would have to ask them to bring that back down in a horizontal position and play the ball straighter, play in the V, and try to play more balls that are in the offside into the offside. We know in limited overs that there's a limitation in terms of playing conditions on the onside. You can have no more than 5 fielders in the onside. So that tend to work on batters' mind. So it had gone over into the ladies' game as well. In that, okay, you can pack the offside with all of 9 men, but you can only have all but 5 maximum in the onside. So players tend to go in that area more often than not.
So Wallace is going to pick up the attack from the southern end. And let's see as she steams in. Driving back to the bowler. Takes the pace off and bring Bashkar into play. 13. Your favorite number, Ivor. 13 it is without loss. Canada chasing 117 for victory.
Yes, 13. When you think of 13 in terms of sports here in the Fort Lauderdale, Miami area, you think of none other than Dan Marino of the Dolphins in football. Yeah, he's retired now, but he has an arm. He has a golden arm. He did not get to get the coveted prize of winning, but in terms of personal stats, he did well for himself. Dan Marino, he has not won a Super Bowl ring. But we're speaking cricket now. We're speaking ladies cricket. We're speaking ICC qualifiers. Good looking shot again, but there's coverage again in the deep with the cover sweeper, and that was cover driven all along the ground again. Did not time it as well as she would have liked, but everything was right. The foot placement was right. The toes was pointing in the direction of the ball, and the bat came down sweetly. So, but this one is full and went down to the deep backward square leg for 4, and the square leg would have indicated that the ball was going down, so it was not over the waist. So that's a welcome boundary for the Canadians. It was a loosener. It was one from Willison that was overpitched into the leg side, and she swatted and went all the way to the boundary for 4, Eddie. That's 4.
It did. It went down there in a hurry. So Wilson will have to come back with what I would call a dot ball, or better yet, Ivor Henry gets the wicket of Patel.
Well, a wicket in a sense is a dot ball. So you started right, a dot ball, better with a wicket. But it's not to be, because this one is playing off the outer portion of the bat. It's running down to the deep third man boundary. Will it get there? No, she picks it up just inside the boundary rope and sends a good strong throw back into the wicket keeper. The batters would have made 2 in the meantime. So the comeback you asked for, Eddie, did not produce a dot, neither a wicket. So, as I was saying earlier, this is good for the coaching staff to see the Canadians not even looking to hit a 6, because that ball would have been swatted out the park for 6 in normal maybe cricket, because it was full outside the leg stump. But they have been coached to play the ball on the carpet. Thus, that 4 in the 4th delivery, when she would have swatted it down to the deep backward square leg boundary for 4. Well, over number 5 has been done and dusted, and the latest score here is a man's age, 21 for no loss.
So USA would have won the toss and decided to take first strike, and certainly it was an entertaining innings by the Americas. And now Canada, it's their turn to make good of what was told to me. I promised that they were going to win this game here. They wouldn't leave the USA being swept by USA. So it is 21 without loss. Canada chasing 117 for victory. Patel is on 12. Pereira is on 8. There's delivery down the leg side. It is signal and call wide. It's running away towards the deep fine leg boundary. When it goes into the boundary just about now. So not a good looking delivery there, Ivor Henry.
Yes, well, 5 runs goes into the scorer's book. There was one that was pitched outside of the leg stump going further away. No fault of the wicket keeper as it eluded her. She had to go around the sticks, go around the batter, and try to catch up with the ball, but it was all but in vain. Again, down the leg side, and
so we have a new bowler from the northern end. It is Ramit Ivor.
Yes, Ramjet. Yes, Ramjet, some 5 runs from her one delivery. She's playing a cover-driven shot here again, but there's a man stationed at point, and they can't score. So like I said, the Canadians, they've not like the Americas where they favors the onside. If it's outside the off stump, they have the shots and the strokes and they're playing them. But have to give credit to the Americas. The fielders are in good position.
And certainly it seems like Pereira, she has the hat hand. She's the more aggressive of the two, Ivor Henry. Patel is the non-striker.
Well, Patel is on 12 from 21, and Pereira is on 8 from 12. This time she's playing one down to cover sweeper, so they would have plugged that gap. They would have learned and learned fast. So the skipper is not gonna have one thing happen to her twice.
Don't think she'd want to second guess either.
Yes, so the skipper is Sidhu Shihasha. So she's the captain and wicket keeper. And she's standing up right over the stumps in the approved fashion. Like we said, you're either right up or you're well back. There's no half measures in wicket keeping.
What about in between?
There's no in between.
Just try again.
When you're standing back, the ball should be riding it around your waist height, so you'll know where to stand. You wouldn't want to stand back and the ball is dropping in front of you. So, Eddie, we've come to the end of the power play. First power play. So now we're going to be having over number 7.
Partnership has so far yielded some 27 runs, and their run rate is some 6.4. So, well be in reach. So I don't think that they would have to come out and go gung-ho anytime soon. But you want to get it done and get it done in a hurry.
No, well, they need 90 runs from some 14 overs, Eddie.
So that is
and
a gettable total.
The required run rate is just under 7. This time he's working this one off the legs. There's 1. They're turning for 2, and they'll get it comfortably as the lady on this square, backward square leg had to run around to the long leg area to pick it up. Here we have to remember we're doing the ladies' game, so we have to have a gender balance here, Eddie. So forgive us from time to time when we would speak in terms of men instead of ladies, but we're doing much better than we would have done yesterday. I can assure you of that. Oh, and this time she's pulling it on into the stump, get her on the edge. So there goes the first wicket for the United States of America. Canada would have lost the first wicket as Pereira trying to pull one into the onside one, which was outside the off stump, got an on the edge, and the ball cannoned into the stumps. So high fives all around for the United States of America, as you can see on screen at this time. It is 29 for the loss of 1 wicket. So Wallison has struck and has struck for the United States of America ladies team, and she needed no help other than that from the bat of the batter.
And that's exactly what they wanted. The Americans, they were looking for the breakthrough, and they get it. Certainly from Wallison, certainly had some potential in her previous over. Of course, this is a second over, and she's in operation from the commentary box end or the southern end. And she had the wicket of Pereira. So Pereira goes back to the pavilion, just scoring 11. Been out there from since the inception. And we're into the 7th over, 6.2 overs to be exact, has been bowled. So the Canadians looking to score 117 for victory. Not sure whether or not I would get a prediction from Ivor Henry after yesterday's ill-guided or misguided prediction.
Well, all I know, they need 88 from 13.4 overs. outside the off stump, and she's going fishing. Taken cleanly there by the wicket keeper.
So the new batter is Clockscar. And certainly Ivor Henry. The sun has been beaming down in all its glory at the Broward County Stadium as we watch Watson from the southern end. This one is choked into the covers. Zaxborough gives trace, but the fielder from the deep extra cover boundary was the one that actually effect the stop, and I was a return in, so the women were able to get a single.
Yes, well, the umpire just given a warning here to the batters. Say you've got to run off the wicket and not down the middle, and you have to can zigzag across the wicket as well, because she started in the off and ended up on the onside, and she would have gone well past the protected area. He's got that 5 feet in front of the popping crease there, Eddie.
Certainly, that's a new one there, Ibrahim. I'm pretty much sure that the fielding team enjoys stuff like that. But if they should on the other foot, certainly the disappointment would come.
Yes, but the Canadians, they don't want to give away 5 runs, because you'll be able to get 5 penalty runs against you if you get an official warning, and you would have continued. That umpire is going to signal penalty runs against you. So all of a sudden, you would not be chasing 117, you'll be chasing 122.
And you think that is rightfully done, Ivor?
Yes, indeed. The umpire has to protect the pitch. And if there's an infraction and it's within the rules and laws of cricket, it must be implemented. And let me remind you, this is not a Curry Goat match. This is an official ICC sanctioned match.
But you do understand that the umpires can make mistake, right?
They're human, of course.
Thank you. So we're going to see Ramjet, who is going to continue from the northern end. Never a dull moment with Ivor Henry. And certainly it is indeed a pleasure to be working with him as much as I have done. Strokes it into the onside up towards short mid-on. Looks like Bhaskar is in the way. Cannot keep Bhaskar out of the game at all. 30 it is. Canada chasing 117. Patel is on 12. One is choked into the covers. That's for a single. So thing has died down just a bit, Ivor. The run rate now, the current run rate has gone now to some 4.2, and the required run rate is what, some 6.8?
6.69 at this time.
So it is climbing. I wonder how far it will get. Mountain is just begun.
No, but it's just over one a ball, so nothing alarming about that. But we know at some stage the USA women are going to tighten the screws, and they're going to put pressure on the Canadian batters to really get the ball off the square. But right now, they're good to go with a runner ball, just over a runner ball. We're into over number 8, by the way, and this time she's choking it out to mid-on and can't score. Like I said, during the tournament, if my observation is correct, I'll say the weakest link or the weakest part of the Canadian team is their batting. Or if they're strong, they have not displayed that they're strong in that department. But then again, we have to, not to say really say sympathize with them, but we have to understand that they were out of competitive cricket for the last 5 years. And they're now coming into play a strong, confident USA team, and in a tournament where they've got to think, and they've bowled them. And ill-advised, that one was dead on the stump. Her off stump has been knocked back, and again she was trying to play into the onside. She played right across it, all around it, and was bowled neck and crop. So is that Patel? Patel departs for 12.
Yes, indeed, it is Patel. So after facing quite a number of deliveries, some 28, 29 deliveries. So she gets a round of applause coming back to the...
So the umpire is doing exactly what he asked the batter not to do. He would have walked down the middle of the wicket to have a conversation with his partner umpire.
Now, there's a difference between walking and running, but in the end, you get the same results, right? If they have on the cleats, that would damage that particular area that is so much protected.
No, the book didn't tell you anything about cleats. So if you're barefooted, telling you do not go into the
well, that's exactly what I needed, the
area.
clarification. That's exactly what
So
I was looking for, the clarification.
Whether you're running, you're walking, you're lying, you're rolling,
just don't get into that area.
Just don't get into that area.
You think they're going to make some sort of amendment soon, Ivor?
Concerning the protected area?
Correct.
There's nothing to correct there. I think it's a good rule. The bowlers can follow through and go and run in that.
But the umpires can't.
Neither the batters can.
But the umpires are allowed to.
The umpires? Well, not unless he's checking for something. But
okay,
I think he just did it unconsciously. So that's why you have to understand sometimes. That's why you give a little warning to the batters, because of course you're human, just like us in the commentary box here. We know it's a ladies' game, and we just have that habit sometimes of saying, referring to the game as if men are playing.
Oh, they're playing, and certainly I will agree with you.
We certainly ask for your forgiveness.
I'm pretty much sure that they listen in public, and the players will certainly join in that as well.
But I tell you what, though, Eddie, what would help us here a lot if we can have a lot more ladies' game here at the stadium where they'll utilize our services. So we want to say thanks to CricClubs for employing us here to broadcast this game. Hope we're doing them justice, but it's indeed a pleasure. CricClubs are going to be in the Atlanta area this weekend, where they will be broadcasting Saturday and Sunday. They'll be streaming live Saturday and Sunday. We were reliably informed of that, Eddie.
And certainly the invitation, Ivor Henry, I'm sure it's already come. Not sure if you would be venturing out into the Atlanta area. Certainly next weekend would be the Memorial Day weekend. Big celebration across the United States of America. Not sure how it's been done in the Canada part of the world.
Yes, Eddie. And World Cup is just around the corner. The men's World Cup, that takes place every 4 years. And here it is where we're going to have the top 8 teams going to be vying for World Cup supremacy. Well, we know Australia would have got some 5 of them. Oh, here it is where we have a no ball called and signaled here by the umpire. High full pitch. It's for height. It's a free hit. And the radar has gone off, really, and is giving a warning. That's your first and final warning for the one that's going above the waist.
So,
and if she were to bowl another, she would be taken off immediately and would not be allowed to bowl again in this inning.
So Kadari would have to realize that that's her only chance.
She's going right up in the block hole. So good delivery, because it was a free hit. And the batter, I know she had to be aware of it, because the umpire did call and signal the no ball, and he did signal the free hit. And I didn't think that she would have done enough. And again, the batting prowess of the Canadians has come into play, because I'm sure the coach would have said after a free hit, you cannot be out anywhere where the bowler would get credit. So you should have a good swing at it. Try not to get run out. Or, as I said, put it very nicely. Where the bowler would get credit, you will not be out.
And certainly also in that area, you're not allowed to change the field either.
Well, you can change the field if the batters would have crossed.
Well, without that.
Yes, but if the batters will remain, no, you're not allowed to change the field. All that is in the playing conditions.
So tight stuff here by Kodali. So of course in her first over.
Well, this has been a very, very, very long over, to be honest with you. It's
been a quiet moment as well.
Yeah, we have two wides and a no ball. So she's gonna, if things stay on course now, she'll be having to bowl a 9 ball over.
And
And in
where
this
the
hot sun, Eddie, it can really take a toll on her. We know it's only 4 overs maximum allowed in the 2020 thing, but she's not bowling off a short one. She has a run up. She's bowling medium outside the off stump and wide again. But her two previous wides were down the leg side, and this time she's going outside the line of the off stump. There's a guide there, a 30-inch guide for the umpire, and she would have gone past that. But that's been tidied up by the wicketkeeper, nonetheless. Skipper.
And this is where a batter can lose her wicket. Either the fact that the bowler would be all over the place, leg stump, wide outside the off stump. Certainly the unpredictability of deliveries coming to her. And the over finally, Ivor Henry, comes to an end. So at the end of the over, at the end of it, Canada chasing 117 for victory. Ivor, the scoreboard is now saying that they need some 81 runs from some 66 balls. Any prediction at all?
Yes, well, before the prediction, I can say that I think that was the longest over in this tournament. Some 10 deliveries been bowled, and like we said, she's bowling off a 15-yard run up, so she was pounding the grass going in there. And I don't think, I hope that there's no ball to be coming in her direction, because she's got to be arm weary and she's got to be exhausted at this time, because the sun is really, really pelting down here. But my prediction, Eddie, we are still on course. It's just over 7 runs and over.
So that delivery from Iftikhar is played into the short cover position. So the man of, or the woman of the match yesterday, Ivor Henry, Iftikhar comes into the attack for the Americans.
Yes, and she's coming from the far end. The batter is punching off the back foot. A proper cricket shot. But again, we have to give credit to the skipper. Field is well positioned. So they would have worked out the Canadian batsmen, batters. But she's pushing back the mid-off, exactly where that ball would have gone, because it was a nice shot, but it went straight to the fielder. But I guess he intends of giving away that single, so she pushed it back. Oh, it was yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. In the end, the throw came in, but a little too late. That is another area in which they have got to work. We've, on the Thursday, Friday, had 3 run-outs, and yesterday again there was additional run-outs. It was 3 run-outs yesterday also, and one of the run-out women were the captain herself when they were trying to get at 114 for victory, and they did come in on a high, because when we thought that the Americas would have get to 130 probably, they kept them in check to just 113. But the run-outs did not do them any good, and they fell well short.
And certainly that can happen when the batters are undecided. Indecision at times usually kills the frog, Ivor Henry.
Yeah, that one was a ranking long hop. She should have done more with that. If she would have get it between the backward point and the extra cover, she may have very well been rewarded with a boundary, but she just stroked it straight to the cover fielder.
The over comes to an end, and at the end of the over, at the end of over number 10, Canada chasing 117 for victory. There are some 37 for the loss of 2 wickets.
Yes, which is indeed the latest score here at the Broward County Stadium.
So Merchant Danny is on north. He would have faced some 9 deliveries. And Kutchkar is on 4. She would have faced some 8 deliveries. So is Kodali in operation along with Iftikhar. Kodali to continue from the southern end. And let's see what will happen in the second over, Ivor Henry, as she steams in. This one is played into the cover region. take off for a single and get it quite comfortably too. So Fletcher goes up to 5. Merchandise is yet to score.
Yeah, she has sucked up some 9 deliveries so far. And again can't score as she punched this one off the back foot. And again, feel. It's a man in the 45 point. Extra cover sweeper, and a mid off. And they're on the attack here. There's a short mid wicket. There's a mid on. And the 2 men in the deep is a deep mid wicket and a deep backward square leg.
So scoreboard pressure now, you think, Ivor? 8.3 is the required.
No, well.
And they're 3.6. 38 for 2.
Outside the off stump, he's guiding it, but can't pass the the field and the point. Send a strong throw into the wicket keeper, who takes it one-handed, left-handed. That's the skipper. That's Shihasha.
She has done extremely well for her team. This time she was dancing down the track. His Merchant Danny beat outside the line of the awesome. Good delivery there from Godali.
Well, showing signs of aggression for the first time. I think she's anxious to get off the mark. She has sucked up some 13 delivery so far. So let's see, Merchant Danny. She's anxious to get off the mark from all indication. This time she's stroking it, and she gets off the mark this time as one eludes the shot mid-on, and he went out to a wide mid-on as that over comes to an end.
So at the end of the over, Canada chasing 117 for victory. There are some 39 for the loss of 2 wickets. Merchant Danny is on 1. Clark is on 5. The latest score here at the Broward County Stadium. Ivor Henry. So we're going to see the continuation of Iftikhar. So there's a short third man cover, extra cover. It's a mid-off. Backward a square. It'll be outside of the line of the offside. Was guided down into the vacant slip position and immediately take off for a single. So good one in between the wicket between Merchant Danny and Klitschkar. Takes the total up to 40 for 2. Merchant Danny goes on to 2. Klitschkar is on 5. Beaten outside the line of the off stump. It is a wide delivery and called and signaled wide by the umpire. Extras now goes up to 11 and we're into over number 12. Being bowled by Iftikhar from the northern end. Strokes in towards the cover. Yes, no, yes, no. Somebody's going to be the return. Gets in at the non-strikers and Ivor. And the dreaded index finger of the umpire goes up, signaling that she has got to go by the run-out route, and it continues, Ivor.
Yeah, it was yes, no, and in the end, did not make good her ground. And it was her call, so how can you be calling and getting run out? The ball was played in front of her, so like I said, the coach is going to have to spend some time in the batting area. They would have bowled well, they would have fielded well, but the running between the wicket and the batting on the whole, I think that is their weakest point.
So 41 for 3. There comes to the crease. So never in doubt where that the ball was heading. It was heading the non-strikers end. So you have seen the continuation of flurry of runouts here between both teams. Latest from the Canadian team chasing 117 for victory. So they need some 76 runs, some 52 deliveries The required run rate is some 8.8, and the current run rate is 3.6. So Iftika is going to bowl to the electrifying Zia. Strokes it between cover and extra cover. Gets a single, so immediately she's off the mark. Brings Merchant Danny into strike. .42 it is for 3. Well, correction is Merchant Danny, you actually get the single. Zia is on strike at this point. Snaps into the cover region. Cannot get a run. Total remains on 42 for 3. Sends it away down towards the deep mid-wicket boundary. Just a single. Zia now is out the mark. She's on 1.
Yes, Zia is on strike, but our scores here saying Quasi is on strike, so they've got to correct that. So
Okay. Leave it to my partner Ivor Henry to make the observation.
yes, it's actually Zia who is on strike. She's putting the number 27 on a shot, so we'll make the correction. This one is in the air, but over the infield of the extra cover.
Score is just a little bit slow there, Ivor, with the scoreboard.
Yeah. Yeah, the scores will get that corrected shortly. Yeah. To get Zia on strike.
So it's 44 for 3. And we just completed the 12th over. So the overs are going Ivor, but not, the runs are not coming. And that's a general concern and a serious concern for the Canadian team.
Yes, because the required run rate is climbing. It's gone to 9.12 at this time. But at one of them, and two notables are in the 10 reserve. Bravo, Dwayne Bravo. Dwayne Bravo is retired, but somehow he's in the reserve just in case. As is with Pollard, he's in as well. Look at this. The non-striker was ball watching while the striker was calling for a single. So work to be done here in the coach's corner for the Canadians when it comes to the batting and the running between the wicket. So the ladies has got to pay more attention because cricket is all about runs and wickets. This time she's playing an aggressive shot. She's swinging this one. I think she's well rewarded with 4. Yes, indeed. So she gets a 4. She advanced as if to say, listen, you don't want to run the single that was on offer. I'll take matters into my own hand and I will just go gung-ho. So Merchant Danny has struck a boundary. She has sucked up quite a number of balls, 20 balls as a matter of fact. And now she has gone on to
8 according to the scorers.
it's gone to 8. So she has sucked up 19 deliveries, I beg your pardon. So we're still showing Quasi instead of Zia on the scoreboard for the streamers. We want to apologize for that.
But we have Merchant Danny and Zia out in the middle, according to the scorer, according to the scoreboard. Still correction to be made.
Yeah, that's scoreboard in the park. There's gonna be a director would have been interested, but a laboring 2 here as Zia. She's just just over 4 feet, but she made it in the end. So But Zay is right. On the electronic scoreboard in the park, but on our streaming here, we've got to get that, make that correction.
So the 50 comes up, Ivor. 50 it is for 3. 12.4 overs gone. The Canadians are looking now to score 117 for victory. Certainly they wouldn't want to be swept here at the Broward County Stadium by the Americans, but certainly the Americans would want to tighten the screw just a little bit tighter. They want to walk away with all 3 victories here.
Yes, well, they would have advanced in these qualifiers already, but you always want to win under your belt. You're not playing to give away anything. And I was in conversation with the manager this morning, and she's saying, although the Canadians are our neighbors, once we cross those flags, we're going to go for all of the marbles. So today, as much as they would have made 2 changes, we had Martin coming in and Kodali, both in, and Ramata and Chandrasekhar, those were the 2 to be left out today. And the Canadians, they would have played a non-change team. They were very encouraged yesterday, having kept the Canadians in check, having kept the USA in check in the end for just 113 runs. They thought their batting would have let them down, and they're having confidence in their batters that they can do much better. They retain the same team as yesterday, Saturday. Well, we have come to the end of over number 13. It's winding down, and again, the umpires in this match, Mandeka on your right on the screen, and the lady Jacqueline Williams. And yesterday we would have had Arnold Mandela, and he umpired in the Friday match, all told, alongside Jacqueline Williams.
Umpires doing an exceptionally good job since the inception of this competition. Ivor Henry, have to tip your hat off to them. Kudos to them, I must say, and also the curator of this lush green grass pitched Ivor Henry, and also a nice batting track.
On this time it was full, and she did make good use of that, Eddie, as it goes and rolls out to the deep mid-wicket area for just 1. They're going to need much more than that. I can tell you that, because the required run rate is climbing. It's gone over 9 now.
Ramjit in his operation from the northern end, and she continues to stream in Ivor Henry. A little bit more pace than she did in the first delivery. This one is pulled away down towards the backward down towards mid-wicket, and just 1 bounce to the field and rifle it. Looks like Wallison into the gloves of the wicketkeeper. So 1 more it is to the total 55 now for 3 Ivor. And into the hands of the short mid-on there, Ivor Henry. That happens to be Bashkar. So Canada losing their 4th wicket. Looks like Merchandani coming back to the pavilion. Ivor, she scored some 13 off some 24 delivery. Zaire is on 3, not out. 13.3 overs gone.
Yes, so the bad luck number 13 would have caught up with the dear lady, and it was a full toss. She didn't do enough with it. She picked out the mid-on, hit it straight to her. She didn't have to move an inch. She just had to put her hands in the correct position and grasp the chance of a catch, which indeed she did. And wicket number 4.
And
so
perhaps
5-5 for 4.
And perhaps Bashkar was saying to herself, with all the fielder out on the field, why you had to pick me out? What have I done to you?
Well, he gave her a chance to get on screen, gave her a chance to take a catch. So it's very, very hot. So the players are being hydrated. They've been kept hydrated. And it's a good thing. It's really, really steaming down here at the park, right here at the Broward County Stadium. But that's what Florida is all about. It's labeled as sunny Florida, and yes, the sun is out in all of its glory.
And the new batter is Martin. Martin comes to the crease to replace Merchant Danny. Takes a guard from umpire Jacqueline Williams. 55 it is for 4. And we're into over number 14. 13.3 gone. So for Martin, there's a cover, extra cover. Point. And it's a long off and a long on. Back with a square. Short mid wicket. Deep mid wicket. As Ramjet begins to move in from the northern end. Into the onside. Just a little dab.
Like I said, they're going to need much more than that. But Eddie, we're still waiting to have the Z name, pop here. So we hope that the scores are listening and they can, for the viewers out there, Z. And we hate to be saying Z when it is not, but it is Z. This time she's playing this one out to the wide long off. The scampers through for a single. So over number 14 is done and dusted.
So some 6 overs remaining, Ivor.
Yes, and like we said, the required run rate is climbing. It has gone now to 10.10. And like we say, the weakest part of the Canadian team is their batting. So I don't think they're holding out much hope unless something really, really would go away as far as the United States of America ladies are concerned. But they've been well oiled, they've been drilled, they've been marshaled by their skipper, Shihasha. And what can I say? Without really wasting any time.
Iftikhar it is who is going to pick up the attack from the southern end.
This one is in the air, but he's going to drop safe just beyond the bowler, who she was in no position of running back to catch it, and the wide mid-off did not get there on time. He was a bit to her right. So Itika, she's bowling in her cap. Like we said, the sun is very, very hot, so you've got to cover top of your head, I guess. So that's what he's saying. You've got to be a thinking bowler because remember, as a bowler, you have to be able to outthink the batter.
Leave it to Ivor Henry.
Yes, you need to keep your thinking cap on. So she has a cap on and he has to go down. This time she's pulling out the boom and she's sweeping, but she'll only get one for effort. And she's holding her
Thigh.
her left hip, I would think. I hope she's not injured. But she had to bend down to sweep. So I guess in coming back up, she may have got back up a little too soon. But I think they should be in shape because I would have looked them in their warm-ups this morning and they were looking pretty fit. And I did ask the coach, and no one is carrying a niggle. This time she's banging this one into the offside, and she's going to get 2. They're turning for 2. So Zia going to have to put the wheels on, and she did. And there's a loud appeal, but the umpire, who was in the best position right on square, would have shaken his head in the negative and said, no, the batter is not out. So Zia, like we said, just about 4 feet, and it's good to see women participating in cricket. We had a 14-year-old. We are having a 14-year-old in this tournament. That's a good sign, good thing to see. So Wallison, like I said, with her thinking cap on, bowls, and she's going aerial, but not long enough for the long on, and she gets 1 for her effort.
Little correction there, Ivor. It's Iftikhar in operation from the southern end.
Oh, my scoreboard has not changed. Okay, now we have got Zia on the board. So the correction has been made. We apologize to the viewers out there. Oh, I guess that's
So the over comes to an end. And at the end of over number 15, Canada looking to score 117 for victory. There are some 61 for the loss of 4 wickets. Martin is on 5. Zaire is on 4. You're listening to commentary here from the Broward County Stadium. Eddie Edwards and Ivor Henry.
yes, indeed. And like we say, this is the ICC approved venue in which the cricket is being played. It's the only one in all of North America as well. So, like I said, Eddie, now we are on track. So, once again, we're going to apologize to the viewers. Zia, her name is on the board for the viewers to see. She's on 4 from 7. And Martin is on 5 from 6. So, we have got things all squared away now. It is 61 for 4. Thank you to the scorers. And we'll just let you see the scores. Like we say, sometimes, we're human. Things can happen. But we will apologize as often as needs be. It's not intentional. And he's
Martin is bowled.
bowled him. He's knocked her over. That one was nice, flighted looping, and was center stick. And she was going for all of the marbles. She was going gung-ho. And she really played across that one. And the ball cannoned into the base of the stump. And the wicket number 5 is in the book. So they're half down, 61. They would have made 66 in the first 6 on Friday. And I did not put their reply score. There's someplace where he should be noted.
I'm sure you have it somewhere there, Ivor Henry. A man who's always been on top of his game, on top of things. Tight security. In the meantime, it is 61 for 5. Can the captain of the Canadian team makes her way out towards the middle, trying now desperately, Ivor, to repair the damage that has been done. But one wonders what amount of repair would be able to come from Can and Zia. We shall see. 15.2.
Well,
overs
she's
gone.
she's going in at the required run rate at 12. So we have not seen a maximum from the Canadians, but 2 maximum can get you on par with 12, as well as you can hit 3 fours, 12, or you can hit 6 doubles, and you'll get the 12 that is required. But it's going to take a lot of doing if you're going to get doubles, 6 doubles in this hot sun. There's hardly any breeze. The trees are not moving. There's no wind. So she plays this one back along the offside of the track, as if to say, let me get a feel of the ball. I'm not going to be aggressive on the first delivery. I'll watch and wait.
She might as well.
But USA, and this time she's extending the arm and playing it back along the onside of the track. And that's when you're allowed to just go get the ball and nice and easy, Harry. If the ball is there, the umpire wouldn't really have a big say if the ball is in play.
Ramja's ball has gone now 3 for 10. And this is
yes, no, again in the running.
And the skipper was going to the non-strikers and Ivor. Sorry about that.
Yes, but the communication there, it was the captain's call, but Zia saw the ball was splitting the 2 fielders. She took off running, but the skipper, she hesitated. But in the end, made good her grounds. That's an area where the coach is going to have to really work and work fast. But I can say the USA all-round game has been good. The one thing I can see where they need to tighten upon is in the last 10, or let's say the last 5 overs. They have not showed us that they can enjoy the happy hour. When the last maybe 5 overs or 6 overs, as in yesterday, I think they should have scored 130. Today again, with wickets in hand, they just ended at 116. So they didn't get a chance to show some signs of aggression in the happy hour. So I think that will be noted, and the coaches, managers, and the officials in the team, I'm sure they would address that. But apart from that, I'm impressed with the skipper. She marshals the troop very, very well, and the feelers, they're very, very disciplined. See, they mark their spots. It's not too much of a moving, go to the left, go to the right. They would have probably know where they're supposed to go, and they would have marked their spots. And it's looking good. Good for cricket. Good for the future of cricket. In the air, but dropping short of cover point. And this time she would have done the right thing. We would have seen earlier when a catch was attempted and it went beyond her for a boundary. But this time she couldn't make the catch and she decided, listen, I'm going to prevent them from scoring. Good cricket again all around.
Getting the body behind that
Yes,
ball as well.
yes. He was always dropping short and she realized, first instinct, go for the catch. This time it's a full toss and the skipper gets it over the head of the bowler and scampers down the track. Takes her tally onto 2 and takes the total onto 63.
So the field setting has been superb between both teams, Ivor.
Ziel, she favors the sweep shot. This is the second time in a brief inning we have seen her pull out the sweep and she is making connection. So that might be one of her favorite shots.
She's a sweeper.
But she's already low to the ground, Eddie. I think she might be very well be under 4 feet. So she's saying, if I'm down here, why not just stay down and sweep?
I agree.
And the sweep can bring you a lot of shots. Brian Lau would have said that. Oh, that was a full toss. Let's see if the umpire square legs. No, she's saying no. He was dropping. You can see her off screen, but we can see her here, telling the on-field umpire at the bowler's end. No, it was not over the waist. It was going below the waist of the batsman standing in their normal position. Stroking nicely, splitting 2 fielders. There's one. They're going to be turning for 2 easy runs. Yes, it's a relaxing 2, much to the delight of Zia. Because when the ball is being thrown at her end, she has really got to get those wheels turning. And it's good to see. It's like me, Eddie. I know I am height challenge. I'm not tall by any stretch of the imagination. So when I'm running in the wicket in my days of playing cricket with a taller guy, I know I have to try to get out the blocks from the non-strikers end quicker than the normal person. This time, Zaire, she's bending over, as you can see on screen. It is very hot here. We've got to keep these ladies hydrated. I think they can ask for some fluids. The umpire should maybe help them along and indicate to them that is okay. You're not taking up too much time. We know it's on screen. And you should get 3 overs in about an hour and 20 minutes. But we don't want to see anyone falling. It is extremely hot. We're not in the desert by any stretch of the imagination, but without a breeze, without a wind, and the sun is coming down, we know that these ladies, we have to keep them hydrated.
Certainly the reserves are doing an extremely good job there, Ivor Henry. Beckford is back in the attack from the northern end. And this time she'll be bowling to Zia, and there's just choke it up towards the cover region. And there can be no run. So 68 it is for 5. We're into the 18th over.
Yes, well, they would have gone past the 66 they made on the first day. And I am yet to get yesterday's score. Why? I wrote it down, Eddie, and it has eluded me, and I didn't put it in my memory bank. Down the leg side, and Zia, instead of sweeping this time, she said, I'll take the extra delivery. She just looked at it go past outside the leg stump, but nicely taken there by the wicketkeeper. This time she's getting some willow on this one. She's sweeping down to the deep backward square leg for 1. So I think right now the Canadians are trying to bat out the overs because the run rate has gone to 18, and I think it's gone beyond their capability, Eddie, if I can say so myself. They're not within.
At least come close to winning. They can't get a win. The over comes to an end, and at the end of over number 18, Canada chasing 117 for victory. They are 71 for the loss of 5 wickets. Captain Can is on 4. Zia is on 9. Ivor Henry.
Well, the ICC Women's Qualifiers has started. It's not starting soon, as I would have just put up there. It has started, and the US of A has qualified. So we just want to thank CricClubs for streaming this live. It is 71 for 5. Today is the last day of the tournament. USA would have won the first two matches, and now they're on course of winning their third. Well, Eddie, earlier in the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, it was rain, rain, and more rain, and these matches were in doubt as far as the weather was concerned. And as the rain gods would have had it, no rain on Friday, no rain on Saturday, no rain is likely to fall today, Sunday. They're thinking two, and they're taking on the arm, and the throw came into the wicketkeeper, one bounce, and again, it seemed as if the skipper there was flirting with danger, Eddie. Khan was going at the end where she got one out yesterday, and a better throw would have given her 2 run-outs in a row.
I think that she's hurting from yesterday early on when they were fielding. She collided with one of her fielder, and she was telling me yesterday that she was feeling a little bit of pain there. So certainly that would have been.
And she's bowling. So I guess she was a bit winded after that 2, and that one was up, but on the stump, well directed, and she had an almighty swing at that. And she looked at the scoreboard, and she's pointing to Zia. Zia must have said, "Why did you play that shot?" And she looked up at the scoreboard and said, "Listen, we have got to go for broke because the run rate has gone up over 18 at that time. And right now it's gone up to over 26. So she said, I'm going to go down fighting."
That's a big run rate to ask to get 26.4.
No, to be realistic, it's out of their realm, and they do not have the capacity to get that. When it was 6, then 7 and 8 and 9, we were saying they're in hopes to stroke it around and get it. But now you're asking them for the big hit. They have not scored a maximum 6 in this tournament so far. I don't expect that the number 8 batter is going to come in and start doing that. If it happens, it will be a very, very pleasant surprise. It would be very, very pleasing on the eyes of everyone. And if it were to happen, we would say miracles do happen.
Miracles do happen, but I don't think that the Canadian team is going to pull off a miracle here today.
Well, miracles do happen to people who believe in them.
Not going to touch that. Here's Gadali from the commentary box end. This time it is peeling off the outer portion of the bat. Down to short third man. Zia had to send back. And I said to you earlier on, Ivor, that Zia seems to be the live wire for the Canadian team.
Well, I think she's having happy feet because that was not going to be a run. The non-striker was playing the one out to the point who is stationed right there, well placed, and the ball went straight to her and in a hurry. So she was trying to manufacture a run, but someone would have been in danger with a good throw to either the bowler or the wicket keeper. But Zia, you can see the zest in her. She wants to do well. She wants to win, even though things has gone beyond her capability. She wants to get on strike, as a matter of fact. So she's not going to give away her wicket. So at least here she goes again. She's putting in the dive to get back in. She wants to get on strike. She wants to do well. She wants to, whatever it is. She said cricket is runs and wickets, and dots are like gold dust at this time. And she's saying, let us try to avoid the dots. See, I am willing to run. Get it between the gap. Play with soft hands. Just hit it on the edge of the pitch and I will run. I am willing to run down the leg side and would have touched something along the way to the wicket keeper. Thus, no signal and calling of a wide, as over number 19 has been done and dusted. So, Eddie, unless there's extra deliveries, mathematically, Canada cannot win.
How about technically?
No, mathematically they cannot win because the required run rate is 44.
Just checking.
6 legal deliveries can only give you 36 runs.
No.
Oh, this one is full high pitch. Let's see if the umpire is gonna call anything.
Yes, he did. Yes, she did.
Yeah, so it's a no ball, and this time the fielders can change because the ambles through for single. So I know Zia is saying, "Oh, how unfortunate that the ball was played to me, almost knocked my chest and eyes and everything out, and the other batter gets a chance to get the free hit." You think they're gonna re-examine that rule anytime, Eddie?
You never know. Anything can happen.
Anything can happen in cricket. But anyway, it's one for the team and not for the individual. They're saying, well, it's a free hit, so the free hit goes to the team, and they would never. I don't think they would ever go and say, oh, because the free hit was against you, you should be the one going and get it. Or the best thing they can do in changing it is that you can go and hit it, and if you hit a 6, since the infraction was against me, that 6 would go towards my contribution. Maybe they might just do that or split it. If it's a 6, you get.
We have seen some strange things.
Strangest things has happened, but nonetheless.
So we're going to leave the door open for that one.
Yeah, but we're going to tell you that the free hit did not cause anything because it was a dot that went into the scores book. So, Zia must have said, I know I should have been down there to take that strike. I think I would have tried to at least get a 1 from it. But nonetheless, it's 2 dots in a row. So she's playing a nice stroke to the left of the bowler. The throw came in, hit the stumps, a direct hit, but the batter was always there. And that batter is Azmat? Yes. So Hala Azmat.
And Beckford is the bowler from the northern end.
And she's pulling out the sweep, and like I said, Zia, she favors the sweep shot.
And they're taking on the hands of the field out in the deep, and they made it quite comfortably too.
Yes, and
good
Eddie,
between the
again, I'm going to say again, even though they can't win, Zia's risked getting a run out to advance the total.
Have to give her.
You have to give her credit. She has a big heart. It is 78. And we're winding down, just 2 legal deliveries left?
That is.
And she's punching on the back foot. And she's splitting the field. And she's going to try to get 2 here again.
She's going to come for it.
Yes, of course.
Nothing or anyone is going to stop her. She made it quite comfortably too.
I know she's a bit winded now, I can tell you that.
Just enjoying the spirit of Zia out in the middle, fighting for every run for the Canadian team, even though at this stage she realized that they're not going to win this game. She's not giving up.
And she's sweeping again outside the awesome and running that single. And we're going to see the jubilation here as innings close. And the United States of America the ladies has made it 3 in a row, 3 on the trot, 3 up.
Yes, they have. They have done that. So 81 for 6, some 20 overs. They're looking to get 116, 117 for victory, Ivor. And certainly the jubilation, as you said, the hugging, the shake hands, the high five, you name it, all in the spirit of the game, all in love for one another, the affection. And certainly the America team has come away not only with 3 victories, Ivor, but also with a qualification for the World Cup. So we're just waiting for the Team USA to make their way off the field as Zia and Asmat make their way to the pavilion. Certainly they have nothing to really hold their head down for. They give it all that they have. They fought and fought extremely well. Nothing but admiration for the Canadian team and Zia in particular. So pretty much sure that they'll be having the presentation ceremony. So the umpires, of course, giving and shake hands from the member of the Canadian team. So if you're listening to us, if you're just joining us, we're live here at the Broward County Stadium game between USA and Canada. USA would have won the toss and batted first. They would have scored some 116 for a loss of 6 wickets. And Canada, in reply, the run chase would have taken them to a total of 81 for 6 from their allotted 20 overs. And USA would have walked away with the championship and also swept this 3-game series.
So USA won by 35 runs.
And along with that, would have qualified for the ICC 2019.
Doing the warm down. The United States would have won by 35 runs, and now the Canadians in view doing their warm downs.
So are we gonna go downstairs to be a part of the ceremony or the interviews?
Try this.
So we're just waiting to
Eric, stay between the
we're
flags.
just waiting
Between
to
the flags.
interview a couple of players from the victorious
I
USA
need you, okay?
team.
I need you.
Just as soon as my partner
I know, we
Ivor
gotta do it
Henry
quick.
brings over someone.
I'll probably give you this one. Yeah. In 2 minutes? Okay.
Where's the camera? Okay. Okay. Yep. I've got one in here. Here, I can go inside.
There you go.
You good?
Well, a pleasant good afternoon to one and all. So, pleasant good afternoon to one and all. Eddie Edwards along with Ivor Henry. We're here at the Central Broad Regional Park, where we have just seen the finals of the USA Canada tournament, and USA would have won, certainly single-handedly defeated Canada. We're here with Mr. Pathan. Certainly we want to get your feedback from the entire tournament.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity, and it's just been a great week here. They have the families here supporting these ladies to see the way that the ladies played at every step of the way. We came here to continue to get better, and I think we saw that this week. You know, through the pre-tour, they went undefeated, and then to come out here against a very strong, well-respected Canada side to win all 3 games. We're excited, but we know this is just the beginning. These ladies are all focused on that next qualifier in the T20 format in the end of August, early September, and then ultimately the ODI qualifier that'll be sometime next year. So we're excited about this, but it's just the beginning. They all realize they've got a tremendous amount of work to do, and we're looking forward to doing that work.
So you came, you saw, and you conquered. And certainly the question must be asked now, where do we go from here, or where does the USA team go from here?
Yeah, well, we just want to keep supporting the ladies, and you know, they're putting in the work to do the little things to get better, and we as USA Cricket need to do a better job of supporting them, giving them opportunities to continue to develop their craft and get better, get more fit, get more skilled. So like I said, this is just the beginning for our ladies. We've got big plans ahead, and we're excited for what the future holds.
I know you're pressing for time, but one final question.
Yeah.
From the inception of this competition, has anyone stand out on the USA team that you would have recognized?
No, I think it's a team performance, and I think every one of these players would tell you that it's about the team, and each one plays the role that they've come into play, and some open, some finish, some bowl, some field. It's a true team effort. It's we've got a mix of youth and experience here. We had a couple 14-year-olds out there that played today, and I think both picked up wickets. We had some of our senior players that set the tone from a batting perspective. So it's really just a full team, and that includes our support staff, that includes our analysts, that includes our coach, our team manager, all the players. We've got great leadership with our skip. It's really a true team effort.
Happy with the batting track?
Yeah. No, we always enjoy coming here. We've been here a number of times over the last few years with our men, with our women, with our U19. So it's always great to come to this beautiful facility in Broward County, and we look forward to coming back again.
Wish you nothing but success in your endeavor.
Thank you very much. Appreciate the
best.
time, and we appreciate CricClubs doing this to bring this great competition to all our fans back at home. I know the ladies feel the support, and we appreciate the work that you've done this week. I know it's announcing a lot over, so we appreciate that time, but we appreciate all the fans at home that have supported these ladies, and I think they've made them proud. So
thank you very much.
thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Can hold it.
Just want to say congratulations to you and your
Thank you.
team. Very well done. Very well played. So how proud are you at this time?
Oh, very proud, and I think it's a very tough week. I think 7 days and not losing a single game in the 7 days, including the warm-up games. And I think girls have worked really hard, and I think we prepared for this. And thanks to the management, thanks to Pricey, and I think brilliant support from the management to keep us going out there and go out there and win it 3-0. That's something.
It's awesome. I can see it from your jubilation. In terms of the cricket itself, we notice in your batting, you guys tend to favor the onside,
Hmm.
but you have the offside shot. So is that instructions or the weaker side for the fielding team is the onside,
Well,
or you
it
think you can
depends
score
on.
more?
It also depends on the where they're bowling as well, right? So it goes well to we're playing onto the merit of the ball, so we just play wherever we get runs. Well, what matters is we have 116 on the board. However, we get it, and that was enough to win today. So it doesn't matter where we get it. We get runs, we win the
Okay.
games.
And that brings me to this question. Yesterday, you thought you fell short by some 20 runs.
Hmm.
Today, scoring just three more than yesterday,
Yep.
you thought you fell
We're still
short.
short. We're still short, and I think with our batting, we're good to. We can get 130, 140 easily, and I think that's where we're falling short. We're still short, and I still believe we can get 130, 140.
Okay, I'm going to say well played. The only criticism I'm having from my standpoint is that in your happy hour, like maybe the last, say, 4 overs,
Hmm.
with wickets in the bank, you're not aggressive enough to try to say, well, let's get a few more boundaries or go
Yep.
boundary hunting.
Yep.
I think that's where you falter
Yeah,
and
those are
falling
the
short.
learnings we want to go back and work on, because when we go to the qualifiers, it's going to be a different. It's going to be more challenging. We're going to be facing people who are much ahead of us, and I think that's something learnings for us to go back and work on to capitalize on the base that we've got to go and launch out the last 4 overs. We're going to come back stronger.
Okay, and I notice 3 days of tournament, you have only capitalized on two sixes. You think you're going to work on some more power hitting from maybe.
Yes, definitely, and it's all in the banks. And I think we're gonna go back and get more stronger and get more fitter. 3 more months to go to qualifiers, and I think there's lots to learn from what we've done from this week. So we're gonna go back and work hard and come back stronger.
Well, I think that's the point that you have to work on. From my observation point from a commentator, the
Mhm.
power hitting
Mhm.
and the last maybe 3, 4, especially when you have wickets in
Yeah.
thing. Good luck again. Good luck all the way.
Yeah.
We rooted for you. We're rooting for cricket.
Yeah.
Happy to see the ladies are playing cricket. Make sure go ahead and get into your picture over there. I
Yeah.
can see that getting ready to get a picture. You don't want to
Yeah.
be left
Thank
out.
you.
Thank you very much. Well done. Well, like I said, folks, here we're gonna see if we can get um. Oh, here she is. Here she is. Um, gonna get the Captain Khan here to say a few words here
This good?
with us. Yes, good. You're on camera. You're live here. We want to say, well done. You came up on the losing side, but cricket were the winner, and because cricket won, you are a participant in the cricket. You've got to be a winner,
Yes,
and
thank you.
not an excuse, but a factual. You are out of competitive cricket for the last 5 years. So coming on stream and coming here to showcase your talent, I am saying, job well done.
Thank you.
Let's first speak about the facilities.
Yes. In Canada?
Well, here, the
Well,
facilities
the
here.
grounds are amazing. To be honest, we have King City back in Canada, but
Um,
this is much better, right? The grounds are very good. The facilities over here amazing. I'm pleased to say that we got a chance to play here. The girls got a lot of experience to gain from this, and altogether it was a learning experience for us.
Okay, very well. I don't mean to be critical, but it's just an observation. Your strength seems to be your bowling and your fielding,
Yes.
and you're faltering in the batting, but more so the running between the wickets.
Yes, that's correct. We tried to try some different players to play a different order, right? To try to figure something out. But like I said, it's lack of experience, to be honest. Didn't play that many international level games. And because of that, girls are a little hesitant, or running between the wicket was not the greatest. But something to look forward to work around with. And, hopefully we'll learn from this experience.
Very well. I'm going to congratulate you. Zia,
Yes.
she seemed to be the live wire, the hot wire
Yes, she
in the
is.
team. I know you had a near miss run out there, but she has that happy feet where she always wants to get on with it.
Yep.
Cricket is all about scoring runs and wickets. And I
Exactly.
think she has the right temperament. Not too many dot balls. I need for us to score some runs. For us to score, she's willing to put the wheels on and run.
Yes.
You think that's
It's a positive thing. Like I said, Zia is one of our senior players. She knows what's needed. She played a lot of games to understand what is needed at what time. She was looking at the scoreboard, and she knew that we need we don't need dot balls. We need runs every ball, right? So as much as we can try, we try harder next time again. But it was a good experience for us.
Yes, indeed. And it was a pleasure for us to commentate, Eddie and
Thank you very
myself.
much. I
And
really
you guys
appreciate
made
that.
it easy for us because at times you played proper cricketing shots. Your field placing was pretty much perfect and on point. We realized that the Americans, they tend to like the onside.
Yes.
And I realized that you would have plugged that up from early today. So
Yes.
that was good observation too. So whether
Thank you very
it's coming
much.
from the coach or whatever the instructions were, from the onlookers, they would have realized that you would have been following. And with a few more games down the road,
Yeah, hopefully we can have some games in facilities like this. It'll be a good learning experience for us, and we'll just, keep getting better.
well, you know, you're our neighbors, so you're just across the border. So you're welcome here at any time. I hope
Thank
you would
you.
have enjoyed your stay
Yes,
in
we did. Thank you.
America. Is it your first time?
In Florida,
Yes.
I came here before, but not for cricket. So
Not for cricket.
yeah,
Well, let's hope it's not the last.
it's
and
not the last.
we're going to wish you and your team all the very best in the
Okay.
future.
Thank you very
Thank you
much,
very
sir.
much.
Thank you.
Oh, and he's here. Yes. Yes.
Well, Zay, first of all, let me say congratulations on a tournament that was well played by
Thank
your
you.
Canadian team.
Thank you. Thank you. We could have done better, but next time.
You came up short.
Mhm.
All three games,
Yeah.
you came up short. And everybody seems to believe or go with the notion that you are the live wire of the Canadian team.
I mean, I try. I try my best to bring all my energy to it. And yeah, I just try. I
What,
like to sprint. I like to, give it my all.
what was the inspiration coming into this tournament from the Canadian team? What was the motivation?
The motivation was to win, to get Canada up there, and just so that we also start developing cricket as well. So if you idolize someone in the sport, you get more youngsters playing the game, and we want that. We want cricket to grow in Canada. So if you give it your all, it's going to be contagious.
So even though that you would have come up short on the end here in sunny South Florida, that is not a deterrent at all for the Canadian team.
Not at all. We have ways to go. We have we have such good talent out there, and we just need to start showing them where they can go. There's always the next step.
Since you're so close to the US of A,
Mhm.
any plans in the pipework that we might see you back here playing against, let's say, a West Indies team, again, a USA team, Sri Lanka, Pakistan, India, Australia?
I mean, we would love that. That would be what we don't get is cricket. And if we get more games in, the girls are going to develop better. We're going to get more match practice, which is what we lack. So the more the tours, the better we're going to come up. And we usually have some tours within the US and Trinidad, but the more the merrier.
So the batting track, how was that for you and the rest of your team?
We loved it. The ground's amazing. We don't get to play on turf that often. We get to play on carpet. So it was just amazing to get this opportunity and play on this such great wicket.
Your batting seems to be the weakest link of your entire
Yes.
in your arsenal, so to speak. Your feeling was superb, and the bowling, I can't say enough of the field setting and the bowling. What is it that you guys gonna have to do now to make sure that you get a lot more runs on the board to put pressure on your opponents from here on out?
We got to play the right shots. We got to know when the bad balls come in and get them through. I personally need to work on my batting a lot. And it only gets, I hope, all my hard work that I'm going to put in is going to go somewhere, and batting's going to be one of them.
One of our observation up there doing the commentary from in the commentary box, we realized that a lot of times that you guys would have gone outside the line of the off stump and pulling balls out towards the mid wicket, preferably onto the leg side.
Yes.
Is that something that you guys generally practice, or that is
No,
something that?
that's a weakness, and we need to get away from that habit.
And I'm pretty much sure it is something that the coach would have told you about on so many different occasions.
For sure. We can never play a cross. That's just rule number one, and we need to keep on telling ourselves that.
Okay, I would like to thank you once again for doing this interview with you, and certainly I would like to extend a hearty welcome to South Florida along with my fellow commentator Ivor Henry. Good luck from here on out to the Canadian team.
Thank you so much.
All the best.
Thank you.
Okay, okay. You all fine? Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Really?
Yeah, you're gonna be.
Is there any way of doing it just like this through the?
No, you're not gonna even know it's on.
It's in my head.
But
Is the video coming there too?
yeah. It's gonna be live.
You're a live wire too.
Like that. I don't see anything. And then somebody got a hold of it.
Fucking.
No, somebody else have a hold of it.
Yeah, yeah. There's no. I'm just gonna now.
You don't have anybody?
No.
Okay.
Want me to hold that?
All that you have to keep it here.
As opposed to this. This is better.
I got it. Yeah. But wait, we tell you when. We tell you when. Because.
Is somebody holding for that?
Yeah, I'll hold a second. You do?
Can't give him too much advertising.
Wait, let me. Okay, he's gone.
Can you hear me? Up there?
Okay, I guess we got it set now.
Just use the mic. Yeah.
Right, good.
Okay, thanks everybody. You're not gonna hear my voice through here, but it's through the television. Thanks again for coming out. 3 days of beautiful cricket. So thank you to both teams for participating and putting a great show out there. Congrats again to the U.S. team for pulling off 3-0. So well done and good luck in your thing. Just to recap, USA won the toss and elected to bat. Shivani Bhaskar, 30 off 19. Sidhu Sriharsha, 42 off 33. On the Canadian side, Sania Zia, sick and feeling better. Four overs, no maidens, 22, 3 wickets. Well done. In reply, 81 for 6 for the Canadians. Sania Zia again, 50 not out. And on the U.S. side, well done again to 14-year-old Lisa Ramjet. 4 overs, no maidens, 11 for 3 wickets. So well done again. So fantastic to see. Umpires, just to thank the umpires. You know, without we need umpires, and I think they did a fantastic job. So thank you very much to 3 of them. Samir Bandakar, Arnold Madella, and Jacqueline Williams did a fantastic job. So thank you for them. The staff around the ground, the ground staff, and everybody at Broward County. We thank them as well. Cricket Canada, the team, as well as the people, thank you for coming out. We know we had the pre-tour. We appreciate you guys coming out and having and joining us. Thank you so much. The host, U.S. Cricket, well done again for hosting. This is the second tournament that we've had here, and we've been happily helped out, and we really appreciate it. Yeah, go ahead. Eric was here but had to catch a flight, so he's off. But he's done a fantastic job, and this is 2-0 on the scale with the men qualifying for ODI cricket, and you guys going to the World Cup qualifier. So that's a fantastic achievement. There's Andrea in the back there. I don't know if she's just recently joined us. This is her first tournament. She's definitely put a lot of effort into it. So thank you very much. Not an easy thing to do. It's only been there about a month and a half to get everything running. So appreciate to that. Thank you once again to the U.S. team. We're looking forward to you guys doing well in Scotland and representing the region. And I think you do well. You're on your way. Canada, a bit of work ahead, but I think you can handle it. So thank you very much, everyone, and enjoy your day. Yeah. Good. Yeah, I think in the first innings we saw the skipper, Sinu Sriharsha, with 42 not out, 3 4s and 1 6, fantastic, and steadied the innings and put up a good total. Yeah. Oh, that's yours. Thanks. There's food and stuff inside.
Well, folks, we're going to be ending the proceedings here of a good 3 days of tournament. Thanks to CricClubs for streaming. And we're going to be having an Atlanta tournament shortly. Sorry. No, come. Before they turn it off. Well, we know there's a tournament over in Atlanta, and it's going to be streamed live by CricClubs. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Thank you for having us on your show today, and we are excited that we're hosting Atlanta 7th Women Tournament in Atlanta, Georgia. We'll be hosting 6 teams: Tampa Sunrisers, Lady Strikers, Atlantis Cricket Club out of New York, Triangle Cricket League Top Guns, and the host team would be Atlanta Pearls.
Okay, so it's going to be Saturday, Sunday, day match, night match, day night?
Day match only. Game start at 9 o'clock. The second game is at 12:15, and the third game is at 3:30. Same thing on Sunday, but the championship match starts at 4 p.m.
4 p.m. So, well, you've been advertising, I hope, and you expect to have a mammoth crowd, I would imagine,
Yes, sir.
because CricClubs is going to be there. Yes, of course, we'll advertise it tonight. We're going to have a radio show on Block Talk Radio. We're going to make